difference of about 3 to 4 miles difference in it. And my personal opinion is, I don't see why the building inspector needs a 4x4. We do not have an impassable road nowhere in Monroe County, nowhere. And I also got a question to Colorado. I talked to the salesman that you all talked to up there at Volume, Mr. Barrett, and the general manager, and I asked him, did had 2 different sets of people out there look at this. Did anybody look at the Colorado? They've got one Colorado work truck out there. It's the same thing as the Ranger, and it would be around 27,000, and it gets 23 miles, which is considerably different or higher. And also, the building inspector will only be carrying this tube, basically, with simple stuff. He can move the car typically, but like I said, I don't think the person needs a 4x4. I can go back and remember when we bought the trucks that Bentley and our current Mr. Gooseby got. We got the cheapest trucks that were available. They had crank windows on them and everything. I told them to get. We just wanted a cheap basic truck and got them cheap. But like I said, I don't see why it's necessary for a 4x4 because of the gas mileage. I had a friend come out and visit me a couple of Sundays ago, and I asked him why he wasn't riding in his truck. He's got a 4x4 Chevrolet. He says because of the gas. And I told him that's why I didn't buy one when I bought this truck 2-3 years ago. But I think we ought to look at that Colorado. It's a basic, and it's got a 200,000 mile warranty on it, and all the oil changes are free. And they will be moving down here, hopefully. The rain held them up just like the rain held them on the fire station forever. They're going to be down here before year's end. But anyway, the service is free. All changes for life, and a 200,000 mile warranty. That's pretty good. So I'd like to see us get the Colorado and nail them down. They said it'd be about anywhere $27,000 to $28,000. So that would be about a $6,000 less than that Ranger. And they both basically the same truck. I went down to Hutchinson, right here for side. After I left Barnesville, went down and looked. They didn't have the standard F-150s down there. They didn't have the work truck. They sold us 2 trucks 2 years ago, and one was a whole 9 yards and one junior drive, and they both were like $24,000. They had them in stock. But I'm thinking, Colorado would save us $5,000 or $6,000, and you got lifetime. You want to change the oil? Just drive it up here.
That's a 2-door.
No, it's 4.
Colorado?
Yeah, it's a 4. And they got it in stock.
Real fast. So let's get a motion before we do the discussion. Let's get a motion on the table to what y'all want to do. You want
Colorado.
you're making a motion to instruct the county manager to discuss the Colorado,
Exactly.
and bring that information back.
Right. And with the same person.
Okay, I got a motion to do that. Do I have a second? I'll second for discussion.
The only question I have, I know we got 2-wheel drive in Warren County on roads we got, but when he goes out and inspects some of these building sites, and we've had 4-wheel drive, and it seems like you get stuck a lot in building sites.
No, sir. You can ask.
Well, we got a rollback now, so if he does get stuck, maybe we rinse him out.
That's true.
Save it 3-4 miles. Yeah.
I kind of agree, to be honest with you, I'm not a 4-wheel drive fan, but I kind of agree with John. I probably, I guess what I would say is I'd like to ask the past building inspector, I'd probably talk a bit. So, how often did you need to use a 4-wheel drive? Because I know I've been on building sites that you needed it. Now, whether you choose to drive it in or not, that's another story.
Well, let me ask the county manager, did y'all have that, did you happen to ask Bentley about that?
I went on the information that I knew that his vehicle that he turned over when he left was a Chevy Silverado 4x4.
Okay.
He was driving the 4x4. I did not ask him how frequently he had it.
So Billy had a four-wheel drive?
Yes, sir.
Is there a place, you go on these job sites, you got to inspect, they're off the road in the mud and rain?
Yeah,
I got
it. We did.
little bird is whispered in my ear that Deputy Wilson might be able to make a suggestion. We'll put you on the spot, Deputy Wilson, about number of times you might would need a 4x4 out in the county for the purpose of inspecting building sites.
There's quite a few instances where I've had to use my four-wheel drive. Usually it's on steep embankments, especially when you're getting down in some of these, like over there off of Montpelier Springs, when they're getting those new places down there, I had to drive down in one of them, I got stuck. So luckily the four-wheel drive got me out, but does he need to go down there for building? I don't know. But I do a lot of logging stuff too. I've had to use it multiple times getting out there with that.
Yeah, that's a little bit different situation, but still.
I don't know about as far as the building.
Yeah.
You went down
I have
a
been in some driveways that have been tough.
You went down a logging road, yeah, we should see that.
I believe you can get by that two-wheel drive, it's got like an axle, rear axle. and we
I'll
do
be
have
happy to
it.
pull him out if he gets stuck.
Because he wouldn't be going where you're going
I doubt it. I don't think he'll
Okay, fair
be.
enough.
with that rollback, if he does get stuck, call me.
We
So-
did Jeff.
So right now, we've got a motion to instruct the county manager to discuss the Colorado with volume before we make the purchase, correct? Got a motion and a second. Do you have any more discussion on that?
I'd like to change the motion if he feels it's satisfactory, go ahead and get it.
Oh, okay, so, is Larry, you willing to accept that amendment to your motion?
If the county manager finds that acceptable, that Colorado, don't bring back me, let him go ahead and get it.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
size truck.
that's right. Okay, so you accept the amendment, and I, as a second, I'll second that amended motion. I'll call the question. All in favor? All right, you understand your instruction? Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, next item. Next item on the agenda, Town Light Judicial Circuit budget. At the annual meeting, I was out of town, Commissioner Rowland went, and I appreciate his input and all on this. We came away with a 3-year understanding. 40, we did this, I say we did this negotiating, Butts and Lamar County actually did some negotiating. Lamar County was really going to be hit by the newer budget. Butts County agreed to take on some of their costs. That was all between them. Ours didn't change from what was presented, as I understand it, unless Commissioner Rowland has something different to input. Anyway, all of this being that we would agree to the 41%, which is our portion. We would do that same percentage next year and then drop to 38.5% on the third year, with the understanding that this also coincides with the census and the population percentages are worked out.
So we got this set for 3 years, 2 more years.
Right. So it's a total increase, the total budget did increase, and our percentage for the fiscal year is about $109,000. That on the recommendation letter, it says for our, because we're on a calendar year till December, you've got $44,298 increase to the budget, and that would come out of contingency, correct?
Why did,
Go ahead.
Commissioner Rowland, you were at that meeting, I missed it, but, before it fluctuated, it went by how many cases they had, and the workload and everything, and the counties were split up by half charge. Now, we're getting the shaft, we're going 8 to 10% more each time. It's, well, look, on paper here for 2020, Butts County's dropping to 36%, we're going from 33 to 41%. It's a straight basis all the way, and Butts County's having more cases than what we're having. I don't understand how this is happening. They're the highest ones in the caseload, and they pay the most in Butts County. Now, we're gonna be the highest one.
I talked with Judge Wilson about it, but Eddie, you were at the meeting. I don't, this was, if I'm not mistaken, was based on case count for this year. Our case count has been higher this year.
But they got the 41% for 2020, 21,
Right.
and 22.
But it's supposed to be down to 38 and a half, was
So it doesn't say it on here, it's just, but we're stuck at 41% through 2021, regardless of what the case was. I don't agree with that. Now when Butts and Lamar had a lot of trouble, more cases than we're having.
It was based on case law.
Right.
I'm sure of that.
I think the caseload ought to be looked at each year.
Well, it normally is.
Well, not according to this, we're gonna do it for 41% for 3 years.
Well, there was some difference of opinion. They did change the way that they allocated it. It really negatively affected Lamar County, positively affected Butts County. It didn't have much of an impact on us. So that was the rub back and forth there. And we really need to get some consistency because we can't, I would like to know what this number is gonna be next year. Because it's hard for us to budget.
See, there was also discussion, a couple of different things have been thrown out, different ideas on how to do this. For that very reason, is to put it in your budget so that it doesn't swing wildly up or down because of caseload. Do a 3-year average. We talked about
Moving average.
It's a moving, rolling average, but it still ended up. We still ended up around these numbers. Our numbers just don't change that much compared to the other 2 counties. That's based on what Judge Wilson explained to me. Is it Chris who oversees the budget for the Talladega circuit, he's out from the state level.
And it can change a lot when you have, if you have a lot of drug busts or a major drug bust, man, it would really alter things. And I think that happened in Butts County and also happened in our county.
One of the things too, that we started talking about, had to do with, okay, we can do caseload, but now we're gonna also, we want to discuss, divvying up the what do you call it, seizure, the monies and all that that came with the seizure. Any and all of those, the discussions all got real tedious as it pertained to coming up with what the costs were. And this ended up being what we expect now, what we should expect for next year, and then it's gonna go down based on census. Because what they're moving to is moving to a population base.
And that's not right. That's not, according to this here, they're doing this one on population ratio. And just because we might have more population, these other counties can have a hell of a lot more trouble than we got. And I just don't agree with that population ratio. And in the new census, you can't even ask them if they're a illegal immigrant or anything. So you guys might have a ton of them up there that we don't have in Butts County. I don't like the way they're basing that. I think it'll be based on caseload, cost of caseloads, and where they're coming.
But this one was, that's just it. This 41% was based on that.
Doesn't say it right here, black and white. It says along population ratios.
But the rest of it said this increase does not fund $105,000 for an additional attorney coming in.
Now, so these are the things, so if you look at those notes, we were initially asked for more than this in the budget. All 3 counties were asked for $105,000 for additional attorney, $6,000 for supplement increase. And then, as I understand it, we've actually been splitting up our rent cost, which we should not have been. The $16,000 that's been in the budget that's our cost, not the other counties. And so you see that noted in there.
They hadn't been assisting with the rent at the house still there?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think it has been split up in the past. I think it's been split up inside the budget, so when we only paid a third or whatever our percentage was. I know that's, I mean, it's actually something that Ken Rivers from Butts County caught.
I don't think so, and the reason I don't think so is because the former DA, most of his staff were staffed in West County, and they were in the county's building, the old Ingle building. And that's what I want to be considered in this, because the proposal for the new building for the DA's office and the public defenders is gonna have to be shaved down. It's a $3 million building.
Yeah, but he's already got the plans for that, he's got an L-shaped building instead of that T-shaped.
I got you. But that ought to be considered in this, the funding. If we're
Well,
gonna,
I mean, we've talked about that, I know, what we're paying in rent to the hospital authority right now for that space, would go away when we move.
And for public
The
defender.
public defender and the public defender, not just the hospital authority, and that would fund.
And
What's the math we did on that?
County Manager Hedges even asked them, because I still think, I agree with the county manager on that, they're gonna make this their headquarters. Because it's central to them, and they said no. Remember when Elizabeth said no? I can't see that.
yeah, well, that's my point. If this is going to be the central point for the Talladega district, for the 3 counties, why don't they help pay for this? Why don't they supplement? If this is gonna be it. The next election coming up next year, if another district attorney wins, say he from Lamar County, and he wants to move the headquarters up there, then what? You see what I'm saying? And this, like I said, this is gonna be a cost.
I don't remember discussion about this building being this big, for it being the central location. They've got a sizable location in Butts County. I haven't seen the one in Lamar County. I think this is what they need for now,
This is
or
central.
with a 1 or 2 office difference.
I've seen what they got in Lamar County.
The other issue on this, go back to the budget, because we've got to approve the budget, because we've got to pay our portion of it.
I just got a problem with based on population ratio. I don't think that's right, because some of the counties are safer than others. I think it ought to be based on the caseload expense involved in those cases. But my vote's only one.
Well, we're only voting on 2020, right?
Well, as I understand.
This is right.
That's it. Yeah, it says right here, 2020 and 2020 also, doesn't it?
It's their calendar year is 2019, 2020.
But that's all we're approving. So this time next year, if you don't agree with it, John, go to me and change it.
So this bottom part doesn't make any difference. It says physical 2021 splits be Butts 34 and Mark 20 and Monroe 41%.
Really what you're approving is the second half of 2019.
Right.
And that's a $44,000 increase to our current budget. And we would build into next year's budget the additional $44,000.
But I also want you to talk with Judge Wilson, because I did on this, and he said, look, the way this split out is set up now, he said, moving forward, you're gonna have higher case counts, is what he projects. So he thinks our numbers will be even higher. So he thinks that this right here is actually bodes well for us. So I'm just, again, I'm going, he's day-to-day there, and
Yeah, he's already said because jail, we're building new courthouse.
he didn't say it to me, so. What's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve from Commissioner Rowland, do I have a second? I'll second for discussion.
Well, they always ask for more than they expect.
And we pared that down, we took out that 111,000 off of that attorney and the $6,000 supplement as well. That's not in the budget.
Yeah, they did want to be voted.
If we're voting on this just for the remainder part of their budget year, July 1st, June, I'll go with as long as this is negotiable next year again.
All right, I'll call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. All right. Next item on the agenda, surplus vehicles. Mr. Hedges.
In your documentation is a list of vehicles that we have retired, we've taken off the road, have been replaced with new vehicles. If you look at that list, there is a line next to the year that comes down It should come from the 205 to the 214 Dodge Charger. Those vehicles are still operational. The rest of the vehicles is nothing but scrap and parts. The recommendation is for you to surplus these vehicles tonight, then we would advertise for sealed bids to the general public for the sale of these vehicles that are still running on an as-is, where-is basis. We would arrange to have all those vehicles parked in a central location where the public could come inspect those vehicles. The rest of it will go to the scrap heap or to scrap metal down in Macon.
And you need a motion to approve this
To
surplus.
surplus vehicles and to sell those that are operational by seal bids.
What's the pleasure for?
On that,
All right, hold on there. I got a motion to approve.
No, go ahead, second.
Second for Roland. All right,
on
Commissioner.
that tick sprayer truck, the one that's got the sprayer on it, do we not, I know it runs kind of rough, but we will have to continue to spray the recreation part out there, will we not?
We're gonna keep the machine itself.
You gonna remount it on something else, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? All right, make that happen. Okay, this next item, concrete contract with Juliet Road Fire Station.
Thought I'd start this with blank screen.
Okay.
This is where we currently are. This shows what we've spent in the year 2017, 18, 19 on the facility. Almost $1,050,000. The land purchase was $60,600. So as of June 25th, the records of Monroe County Edmund system show that we spent $1,110,000. This is what I know. We still owe Piedmont Electrical. This is about half of what the contract was for. We owe them $179,000. We're going to have to put some IT racks and splitters, various pieces of equipment in the mechanical room. That's an estimate of $10,000. Working with the purchasing department, the fire department has created a budget, nothing more than a budget of $82,000 for all the living quarter furniture and the office furniture. The bid tonight for the cement will be for $376,780. There's an estimate for civil works that are still to be undertaken. That's all that is an estimate of $40,000. The flooring is an estimate of $17,940. The material has been selected, but it has not been ordered. The ceiling, $15,000, is a very firm number. Appliances is based on information provided by the purchasing department. It's a full range of appliances from refrigerators, washers, dryers, stoves, ice machines, etc. $12,000. Built a contingency of, I don't know in here, of $45,000. The cabinets, that is a firm number. That is half of the cost. We've already made a payment of $8,700, and there's equipment that will need to be purchased for the bathrooms, from the toilets, the shower heads, the faucets, etc. That's an estimate. So it looks like we've got about another $791,000 to go, bringing the projected total cost to around $1.9 million. This is Google view of the fire station. We've got to come up the drive and cement all the way around and back. Pull What was disappointing is that we only received one bid from Gradwell Construction out of Bolingbroke. Construct Connect is not an actual company that we bid. That's one of these firms that collects data from around the state as to what is being bid. We did believe that Fine Point Services was going to bid. So you have one bid, $376,780. That is for all of the concrete paving, curb and gutter, sidewalks, and striping. That would be to Gradwell Construction. Mr. Chairman?
It's a pleasure, the board.
We had talked about bidding it two ways, bidding the concrete. We knew it was gonna be expensive, just an initial estimate a couple of years ago. We said this was a guesstimation, was gonna be around $200,000. And what that meant was that we actually do not have to pour 8-inch concrete all the way around the back of the building. It was suggested that you do it all with 8-inch concrete, as long as you can get PSI. But we initially said we would bid it both ways, and that is you would bid it out just like it was bidded with the material and the labor, and you should also bid it at the same time with just the labor and bid on, and we buy the concrete. And the reason for that, we've done it before, and we typically could get concrete cheaper than a contractor, believe it or not. We don't pay taxes on it. We did it out at the rec department, and we ensured that every load of concrete that come in there, I signed for it, or another county employee standing right there. And each truck had 10 yards in it. That way you know exactly what went into the job. And the contractor didn't have a cushion. They got paid basically what was equivalent to $50 per yard to pour and finish. Saved a bunch of money. So I'm suggesting that we rebid this. I believe that, and also look at the plan, because if you looked at what he just put up there on the board, actually we could do without putting 8 inches of concrete all the way in the back of that station. And if you look at most of the stations, a station up at Barnesville, out on 36, they don't have any back whatsoever to do. Just suggested that the trucks could circle in. Also, if you look at the stations down in Fort Valley, I went and looked at 3 stations down there. And the one that's out below the campus, it's got no rear end. All the trucks have to do is back in. So that could possibly save $150,000 to shave some of it off. Because right now we're operating from Station 1 out there, and it's got about 2/10 of an acre. This is a 3-acre tract.
Any other thoughts, discussion?
Yeah, I thought it was too, but a lot of that,
Oh, hold on a second, we don't have a motion right now, so.
I make a motion.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Rowland, do I have a second?
second,
Okay, go ahead.
a lot of that out there can be done with asphalt too.
For real, you can do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the truck's not gonna be.
We can save money, because there's a lot of that asphalt, some of these fire stations in Bibb County, that they've got, I don't know how they beef them up enough, but I've been assured by the asphalt companies that they can put it in there, town. If we just pad around the station with concrete.
I would not put the weight of a fire truck on asphalt, period. I mean, I see it over and over.
You run down the highway all the time on
Well, I
2-3
know,
inches
but
of asphalt.
they're not turning around and backing up and you know.
Slow speed.
Inside the fire department, I'd have seen it, I'd have it running out, 10, 12 feet outside
I
the building.
think it's a mistake. I'll tell you, I don't know.
They've got asphalt on all the highways, they work fine on them as trucks. But that's.
I think there's a fundamental difference between going 60 miles an hour down the highway and turning around and backing something up. You guys run heavy equipment. Can I ask you?
Sure, go ahead.
You guys run heavy equipment. Help me out here.
I don't know. But you take a look at Ingles, for example, Walmart, they got all trucks going to turn around, their parking lot's fine. It's all asphalt.
You go around to the back of Eagles, We go around to the loading docks and see if it's not asphalt.
Or it's concrete. It's concrete.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Put
The
the
asphalt,
concrete-
the asphalt's only as good as the base.
Yeah, it's only as
You
good
got a
as
good base,
base.
you got a good asphalt.
You put a good base
That's
on
what's
it.
wrong with county roads, you don't have a base.
Crushed up concrete, we can use it in the easy.
Let me tell you, would you go back to that one where you showed the whole system, where you went round in the back? Right there. See on the back of the fire station, on the right side over there, back, really, you could do with asphalt and save time.
And if we're gonna do the asphalt, what do we need a sidewalk for out there?
That's right around the building. Don't just-
As a curb and guttering that mandatory out there? But I can't think of any water blocks, curb and guttering around there.
Yeah, look, the one that Bill County just built down on Lake
Like
Avenue.
when we go
Oh,
down
no.
18, there's no curb gutter there, that's a lot of money there.
But you got a whole bunch falling coming out that hill. It wouldn't cost us nothing but what, month and a half, Mr. Hedges
That's
to
correct.
shave it down and rebid it.
You're looking at a minimum of another month and a half.
Could, well, it's got possibility of saving $150,000.
Where's the $150,000?
You can shave it off the back, you're talking about concrete coming all the way in, over here on this side right here. Coming off, the whole thing would be an 8-inch concrete with that.
How did the architect?
He drew it up.
They're gonna
We
put it as
asked
high as
for-
they can get it, they make more
Right.
money.
We asked for a site plan, this is what he gave us. He gave us a site plan.
Honestly, that's really like building group, put a good 8-inch, 10-inch base through there and then put asphalt on top of it, on that other stuff you don't need, or the whole thing, except for inside the station and the aprons going in and out.
The quarter engineers did this, not.
I got it right here.
Car engineer the concrete plan.
Here's the site plan. All that for was a site plan. Typically, you do concrete. This is the whole thing right here. All of this is
And
concrete.
Larry, this from Carter is for the concrete.
That's what this is.
Okay.
This is the site plan. This is what we asked for. This right here, this is the real deal. All of this is concrete. What he's saying, this could be asphalt. They don't necessarily have to go in the real deal. They can come up here and bag in the all 4 of these bags.
That concrete's mighty expensive.
It's all changed, about $130 a yard now. And it's went up like $35, $40 a yard the last year and a half. It's all changed. I bought some that was $96 about